YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boys Words by Waters. We back at it another day, man. Another day to be alive, another day to be grateful. So I can see it's a little bit brighter. I wanted to change the little lighting, man, to my little videos, but I really do like the little lighting set. It's just that's the vibe, man. I got all these lights and stuff for like recording, but I was like, man, let me just use one of them today. As y'all can see, y'all know the ritual. Got my little Lil Wayne lighter flick going on. But yes, as y'all tell, based off of the title, that's what this is about, man. My name is Waters, Words by Waters on all handles, Words by Waters. And just to give y'all a little backstory about how I came about that name, Waters is actually my like genetic birthright last name. And that's a long, long story. You know how it is with black people in slavery and men going to war and women being left without their husband. You know what I mean? I just leave it at that. But I came about the name Waters also because it's my last name. I'm a Scorpio water sign. And like in the city of Atlanta, I'm pretty well known when it comes to like the underground freestyling music scene. So I always was considered like somebody who had a good flow when it came to like rapping and stuff. So that was another thing that just inspired the name Waters, because I flow like water. But the Words by Waters came by because I've always considered myself to be somebody who was very, very inspired by the usage of words and what words brought to our lives, what words have done for us, what words can do for you. Hence the title of this meeting today, or this YouTube today. And words have always inspired me. So being able to use words from poetry and poems, and then evolving to being able to use words in rap and music, and being able to use words in speaking and being an orator, and using words in authorship or writing in literature and manuscripts. So all things words, man. And that's what led to the birth of Words by Waters and, you know, who y'all have today. But I want to share with y'all how powerful words are. And I want people, and this is primarily for like my black men and my black women, or people who are embracing the hip hop culture in this way. Because I understand that like gangster rap and hip hop is not just for, you know, black people no more. The world understands rap, the world understands hip hop. If the forefathers of rap were still around, and some of them are, you know, some of them still are, you know, Rakim is still alive, KRS-One is still alive, all of the East Coast rappers are still alive, but the ones that have passed, like Jam Master Jay, and like he can only imagine like how far rap has come since Jam Master Jay and R&MC started like really pushing music out. We still got Big Daddy Kane. So fortunately, we do still have a lot of like the forefathers of rap. So what I'm about to say is primarily for people who are in the hip hop rap culture. Rap music includes words, y'all. But y'all have to realize that it's just an expression of words, and it's just an expression of you being able to speak and get your words out to the world. I want to encourage us to understand that rap is just a means of getting your words out to the world. And there's so many other ways to get your words out to the world. Through writing books, through writing blogs, through writing journals, through writing planners, through writing in general. Those are still words. You can do jingles. There's so many different things that you can do with words. You can do jingles that are put on TV for marketing campaigns that end up getting $1 million plus budgets, and you don't even have to worry about any of the BS that comes along with hip hop and gangster rap. So I want people just to expand their horizon on like what you can actually do with your art, and thank God for places like United Masters that give people the ability to get sync deals and put their music on YouTube, and put their music, not YouTube, but put their music on Netflix, and put their music on like NBA games and video games and all these different things. And a lot of it still is just rap and music, but expanding your horizon on how powerful your words are. So, got that out the way. You can use your lyrics and your words to do something beyond hip hop, beyond having to be melodic and have a melody and it's only stuck in the musical genre of hip hop, or even R&B, which R&B, not too much R&B. It's beautiful. We need more R&B. We need more love music in the game. But I say that to say you can do other things with your words beyond just besides just rap music. I know I gotta stay with my cranberry. 100% cranberry. So it leads me to my point that I have for y'all today. There are several ways to use your words to inspire, to get you to become wealthy. The people who run this world, they got rich off of their words, y'all. All since the beginning of time. When the king had to go out there and have his conversations with the people who he wanted to be able to conquer, he had to talk to those men, and he had to be able to motivate those men of his plan to go out there and conquer. So way, way, way back then, words were still the driving force. Words followed by action, which I'll get to later. Words still were the driving force of what you need to be able to move on to the next level, to inspire, to grow, to evolve, to be able to create value in the world. Whether it's as small as your neighborhood and you're just speaking to your group of friends at a hangout, or it's as large as you're traveling the world and doing speaking engagements and getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for a few hours. Words are still at the forefront of being able to shape the life that you have, shape the world that we live in, and also being able to shape the financial philosophy and foundation that you will or won't have, y'all. So that is the first thing that y'all have to understand. Words have always been here since the beginning of time to be able to build a foundation for you to have anything. I gave y'all one example, kings who started off as knights who were people who went to war to say, I will, and we gotta get real with it. A lot of this stuff came from people just being able to say, you know what, I want that land. I want more prosperity, and land is prosperous. In the beginning, the most valuable thing that is still the most valuable thing to this day that you cannot make more of was land and the resources that the land yield. And that is still the play to this day. It just seems a little bit different with organizations and governments and these different consumption medians that we have, as in being able to go to the store and buy things, and all these tariffs and all of these different economics, macroeconomics, microeconomics. But it's still, the basis of it is, I want this area because the resources that it can yield, because at the end of the day, human beings have to do a few basic things: sleep, eat, house, shelter, and prevent themselves from death. And if you have shelter and you're eating properly, you should be able to do the two things that I just mentioned: growing and preventing yourself from death and evolving. Have another video about the whole creation and how creation is the greatest thing or greatest energy there is, and also in relation to nature and how it's messing up the dating world. So I'll put those in there actually in the description. So, oh yeah, y'all remember to like, subscribe, follow, man. Sharing is caring. If you're caring, you're sharing. Let's try to get this video up to at least 20 likes. You know, I'll be having no type of likes on my video, but it's all good. It's all love. We're going to change the world one video at a time, man. One connection at a time. All of y'all matter. We all matter. So I want y'all to see the connection that literally everything has started from someone's words and them being inspired to be able to inspire somebody else through their speech, and then being able to back it up with their action. So from kings, from the days of antiquity taking over, all the way up into the philosophers in the knowledge halls, teaching Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, being able to share their knowledge and trade their knowledge, be advisors to these kings, be advisors to these people to be able to trade the knowledge. The reason why the Rothschilds were so wealthy back then, because the Baron Rothschild, he was a financier that was actually advisor to the kings way, way, way back then. Even he had to be able to use his words. Because if he only knew the knowledge and he didn't portray it to someone else, then he was deemed worthless, like we all are. You can know things in your mind, but showing can only be so much if somebody doesn't want you to do that thing themselves and they want you to show them how to do it so they can duplicate it to somebody else. Because you can only show a certain amount of people so much. Now, we're lucky technology, the geniuses of this world has given us these means to reach thousands, millions of people at one time. But once upon a time, you will only be able to be seen by a certain amount of people based off of the space that you were in physically, in a tangible space. So even back then, words inspired people through advising, through inspiration, and the ways that you can understand how powerful words are to get you to be able to unlock this money that is really hidden inside the words, and this value that is hidden inside the words, is to pay attention to the words that you are using in the word, your bun. So that is like the foundation. This is the foundation of what I'm trying to tell you. Yes, there are words, as in you communicating, using your words to sell something, using your words to be able to inspire somebody, using your words for comedy, using your words in a movie. All those are words, y'all. All of those are words. But the greatest word that you can have is saying, you know what, my word is my bun. Sticking to your promises, the word that you have with yourself. And that is the basis of this video. So that is the secret that I wanted to reveal to y'all. And this one secret within words can change your life. Be a woman of your word, be a man of your word, and watch your world change. If you have something and your goal is to do this thing, be a person who can follow through with that and follow through with your words. Be a person who people can rely on and say, you know what, they said this thing, I know it's going to happen. I have no doubt in my mind. That's how you build confidence with yourself. You build confidence with yourself by being a man of your word, being a woman of your word, by saying, you know what, I pushed through and I did it. In a perfect example, imagine how many times you didn't want to do something, whether it was go to church, whether it was go to the gym, whether it was read a book, whether it was something that seemed like it was hard because you're not used to doing it, or it's not the norm for most people to do. Imagine how you felt once you did it, right? There's no one who can honestly say after they did it, they didn't feel better. Your body might have felt physically, weaker, but your spirit and your mind felt better because you did what? Because you followed through, and you were a man of your word. You were a woman of your word. So that is a secret that is held within words that can expand your financial world. Being reliable, holding on to your promises. People will hire you for a job with the intention of seeing if you will come through with your words. That's why your resume is powerful, because they say, well, you know what? He was at a job for a year. I mean, for one whole year, he must have been able to hold his reward. He must have been able to keep his word. She must have been able to keep her word. Oh, they were at a job for 3 years. That's why your history and your past does tell of the person that you are. But if you have that connection with your past and understanding how it reflects to your present and understanding how it can change into your future, then you will understand the importance of why looking back at what you've done can be life's lessons, but also how to apply it to your present day and looking forward and saying, you know what, I will continue to do that. People credit, the word credit, when they pull the credit means, it comes from the Latin word, means credo. Credo actually means to believe. So even when you have good credit or bad credit, they're just meaning that you have bad belief. They don't believe you. Or you have good credit. They do have good belief in you. So even credit, and the word credit came from credo. Even credit has to do with you holding onto your word and you believing. That's why the word and your words are so powerful, because it shows your level of confidence to be able to follow through with what you said, follow through on your promises, but primarily following through on your promises with yourself. You're not showing up for others because you're not even showing up to yourself. And I said that before in one of my other videos. I got to keep track, y'all, of how these videos mix all together so I can start doing how people doing it. Like, look at the little description, look at the little link at the top to the video. And we getting better, we growing. But yes, I said that in a video in the past. I told people that the reason why you are not sticking to your word with other people is because you're not following through with your everyday goals and the smallest little promises that you make with yourself. I will save $5 a week. I will make sure I do my skin routine once a day. I will make sure that I make 10 calls if I'm into sales. These small little promises are the things that you are not holding to yourself as far as your word. And that's the most important part, y'all, about being able to see the power and the money that's in your word. Because if people who are wealthy, people rely on them. There's no fucking way you can't be wealthy and people don't rely on you. You know how? Because all these big box companies, Amazon, Tesla, Walmart, Target, AT&T, all of the companies that are huge billion-dollar companies, those companies were built off of reliable people. You know why? Because people rely on them to fucking make sure they pay them for their check. Of course, it is an exchange of you going there and you're deeming being worthy because you're working, but you're working for them with the intent that their company won't go fucking belly up and not be able to pay you. That's a lot of the problems that was going on with the economic system in the 1920s and the late 19th century, is because they didn't have too much faith in the bank, because America didn't have a central bank system, and we would copy in a central bank system from Europe and the Dutch and everybody over there. So your word is very important because it shows how reliable you are, and reliability is power. It's the foundation. Imagine if you were to be able to drive in your car and you felt like your tires wasn't reliable. Your ass ain't gonna be getting that far. Imagine if you were building your house and you knew the foundation of your house was built, but it wasn't reliable. You're not gonna be sleeping in your bed for that long until you fall through the ground. So your word is your ability to be deemed worthy, but through your reliability in your word and what you say. So the secret I'm trying to tell y'all is the power that is in the word, and the money that's revealed in words is the word that you have with yourself, the word that you keep with yourself, keeping your word, holding your bond, making sure you follow through on your promises, y'all. So I don't want to sound like too redundant. So I think I got that. Point across. So if you want to see your life change, start checking yourself every day on, you know what, am I a man of my word? Am I a woman of my word? Can people rely on me? When I say things, do I just change it up or switch it up real quick? And if I am switching it up, am I not communicating with people, or am I communicating with people? Because you want to be reliable. The people who have the most money, people rely on them because their companies grow. Equity is greater than income. Most people don't understand. You need to stop worrying about trying to get a big ass salary. You need to try to figure out what kind of pie you can build that is worth something, that you can split the pie and it's worth more than you would get if it was an income. So let's just say right now, we're about to get a little bit private equity-ish, security entrepreneur. I won't veer off to the far right too much for y'all. But let's just say you had a pie, right? Let me get my coasters. So let's just say you had a pie here, right? And this pie is your income and everything that you make within 1 year. And this pie is worth $100,000 after taxes. Cool. Sounds great. Most people will never make $100,000 after taxes. So that means you're probably making like 130 depending on your, your exemptions and your dependents and all that good shit. Let's say you have this, you worked 10 years for this, 11 years, 12 years, 13 years for this, and it finally paid off. And you maybe was working like a job that was $50,000, $60,000, and you was over here saving your income, and you was put into a side gig, and then a side gig you put into your entrepreneurship, and you finally built a system. And you built that system and you got the system going after, let's say, 3 years out of the 13 years. And so 10 years you got it going, and in 3 years you got that system going to where you really was building up this whole pie's worth. So this pie is worth 100,000. This is your income. You spent 10 years to come up with this system. Then you spent 3 years building this system to be worth, let's say, $2 million. Now, let's just say since you built this system, you're splitting this $2 million pie with 5 people. Y'all do the math on that. That's $400,000. So it took you longer, but you just did one thing that got you $400,000, and that's just $400,000. This is $100,000 income. Ain't no telling how much money. Ain't no telling how much money out of this pie you gonna have to spend on your bills, on your lights, on everything. And then let's just say about this. Let's just say this is a system that is producing $2 million every year, and you get the exact same split of that pie. You get that exact same percentage, 20% of that pie. That means you're gonna get $400 million for every time this pie makes $2 million. That's why equity is greater than income. I'm gonna give y'all I gave y'all the gist of what that means, but I will do another video on the power behind equity is greater than income. But I'm saying that to say that it's better for you to be this person who can actually, because both of these are built on reliability. This income that you're receiving that is $100,000 after taxes. You're getting this income only because the company that is employing you is reliable for you to fucking get this money. This still is built on reliability. Now, if you're not reliable, you can't come to work. Obviously, your lack thereof reliability will not have you in this system anymore. You might end up like Shawty over here. You have to figure out your own thing. You feel me? But this is also built on reliability as well too, because this reliability is a reliability that you built from within to say that, you know what, I am so reliable that this amount of people mess with me. This amount of people believe in my product. This amount of people see the value that I offer. This amount of people fuck with me because my word is bond and I'm reliable. See, that is the thing that people don't understand about why your word is powerful and your reliability is in your word and your promises, and your millions is baked into your ability to keep your word and hold your word, y'all. Your millions is baked into your ability to be a man or woman of your word, because reliability gives you the chance to prove that you are worthy to so many other people because they trust you. Money comes with trust. The companies that make the most fucking money are trusted companies. Bro, imagine if Apple phones were floppy and fucked up all the time. You can talk all the shit you want. Oh, Apple do this, they do, but they still doing great. They had Apple 17. Shoot, we about to see, we're gonna blink our eyes, it's gonna be Apple 20 before we know it. So if Apple wasn't trustworthy, then they wouldn't have this much people. So you have to, again, I'm gonna say it slowly. Your word is your reliability. Your reliability is your trust. Your trust is your money. Because if a company was not trustworthy, nobody would buy their product. So you have to realize one of the reasons why you're probably broke and don't have money is because you're not trustworthy. And the reason why you're not trustworthy is because you're not a man or woman of your word, and because you're not reliable and nobody relies on you. That's why I tell people you need to have somebody to take care of so you can be deemed reliable. And I'm sorry, a plant doesn't fucking count. A dog doesn't fucking count. Because if them motherfuckers die, you can just go replace them easily and you really won't feel as sad. People probably think they will. And I'm not discrediting anybody who got plants or dogs, but like, you need something to feel like, you know what, if this thing doesn't work out, so much other things will fall and break down. Most people don't think like that because they don't have shit. Like, you can't lose nothing you don't have. So you have to have that in you to understand that is so powerful, y'all. So that is a secret. I started off with how words can make you money. Yes, words can make you money as well. If you're speaking all day, if you're going on speaking engagements, y'all can also make money off of your words by talking to people, communication. There's people making millions of dollars and they're using their words on YouTube. There's people who are making more money just sitting in front of a camera using their words than they're making money than a dude who's on like a tractor all day, or a dude who's, you know, in the sun all day, or a girl who's standing up all day, or like whatever works for you works for you. But I think the greatest thing you can understand, the cheat code you can understand, was the God gift ability for all those people that can actually speak, y'all. There are people who cannot speak, who are deaf, who are mute, who cannot use their words. And God gave them other things to be able to be deemed valuable and worthy enough to express themselves. And I'm sure there's probably plenty of rich mute people out there that's getting paid off of Braille and everything, and hand, sign language and all of that. And they still ain't letting them stop themselves, because at the end of the day, it's communication. So I hope you understand this, man. Remember that the money and the secret in your word is reliability, in you to be able to follow through on your promises. Because when you're reliable, you're trustworthy. And when you're trustworthy, people will spend more money and time with you. At the end of the day, that's what money is. Money is time and it's energy. Time isn't money, but money is time and it's energy. Because when people spend their attention and time with you, then in some way they're not spending their money somewhere else, because they're not making money because they're watching you or they're doing your thing. Or if people understood the game, they know how to do both things at the same time. So hopefully this was able to help y'all. I just want to hop on here real quick, have a quick little discussion with y'all, try this little lighting out, man. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about the comments. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Sharing is caring. When you're caring, you're sharing. And we will get back to it, man. Till next time, much prosperity to y'all. Remember to stay well, be conscious, and write your world into existence.